right, what is going on, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. We've got some NBA games that we're going to talk about. Still testing the college model. We're going to bring that back soon. I did a test run yesterday on the new model and went 5-2. So good start there. We're going to run another test today. Maybe go live again tomorrow or the next day. Let's switch it up. Let's go with the recap. Weird day yesterday. We ended up basically break even, down about 0.3 some units. But man, what could have been? We had Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. He easily cleared that number. We had Anthony Simmons under 3.5 threes. This was looking sweat free. He had 0 at halftime. Then he made 3. And then we had the sweat. And then we were fine as long as it didn't go into overtime. And it went into overtime. He makes his 4th 3 with under a minute left in overtime. Painful. That one was gutting. Denny Advedija over 8.5 rebounds plus assists. This one got sweaty in the first quarter. He ended up with like 23. He had a triple-double. So this one we absolutely slammed. Tyrese Halliburton under 4.5 rebounds. He ended up having 2 balls bounce to him in the fourth quarter to go over this line. Unfortunate. Scotty Barnes under 19.5 points. Stupid sweat free. He was way under that line. Paolo Banchero over 6.5 rebounds. I don't know what happened to Paolo. He finally started getting rebounds at the very end of the game, but he still came up too short. And then we had Kyle Filipowski, double-double at plus money. This one hit with about less than a minute left in the game. He shot horrendously, but he ended up coming through for us. I think he shot like 5 for 12, 5 for 13. The rebounds was actually the portion I thought was going to be a struggle, but he got that one easily. So all in all, we went 3-2, but because we only did a half unit on the Filipowski play, we ended up down 0.34 units. So not bad on the season. Still got a really good record. We're 39-17 in the NBA right now, up almost 17 units. So we're still kind of, we're in the groove with the NBA. Fell below that 70% line, but that's going to happen regardless. All right, let's get into these games, get you guys on your way. First game, Trailblazers and the 76ers. Trailblazers will be playing a back-to-back going into Philly. Trailblazers have been a great team. They've been playing really well. That said, I don't love this matchup. I would take 76ers minus 3.5. Warriors and the Hornets. We see the Warriors minus 12.5 on the road. I think that's too many. Should have the normal starting folks for the Hornets. So give me the Hornets plus 12.5. Wizards and the Heat. Good old Heat, the good old Miami Heat. They'll be on a back-to-back, but they'll be at home. Washington plus 8.5. This is one, flip a coin. I think it goes either way. It just depends on how Miami shoots. Over-under of 218.5. I would lean towards the under 218.5 in that game. Rockets and the Thunder. I would say game of the night, but if we look at the spread, it certainly doesn't look like game of the night. Rockets getting 9.5. I mean, I can't fade that. I can't fade that at all. I mean, SGA didn't play much in the fourth quarter last night, which probably pretty gut-wrenching if he took his over in points because he just needed one more basket in the entire fourth quarter to go over his line, and he basically didn't play. So that sucks if you were on his points. Give me the Rockets plus 9.5 in this game. Over-under of 228.5. Slight lean towards the under. Hawks and the Grizzlies. This is your high-scoring affair of the night. Over-under of 253.5. Hawks getting 9.5. Grizzlies just haven't looked great. If you've watched the last 3 or 4 games, they just haven't looked great. At some point, they've got to cut down this massive rotation that they're using. I mean, these guys they're going 7 deep on the bench every night. At some point, they've really got to get down to 8 or 9 guys. I kind of thought that would already happen. I thought we'd start seeing a 9-man rotation. No, we're still seeing like a 12-man rotation. So give me the Hawks plus 9.5. Kings and the Mavs. We see the Kings minus 1.5. It's interesting. We'll have to see how they do without DeMontis. So DeMontis is out for the next week. So that means Jonas Valanciunas is going to be in. I do love his rebounds, but I haven't seen any props out yet. But if I had to pick a team here, Mavs have been dealing. If you look at without Luka, they've been playing some pretty good ball. That said, this is not a great matchup for them. So I would go Kings -1.5 in this spot. And then last game on the card, Pistons and the Jazz. We see the Jazz at home getting 9.5 against the Pistons. Should have Lauri Markkanen, John Collins, Collier, Kessler, right? This should be the normal group. Same for the Pistons. So I do love this spot for the Jazz. So give me Jazz plus 9.5. I just don't think they get blown out at home. So those are my leans for those games. Let me give you guys my best bets, and we'll get you guys on your way. So first play on the card today, going to be Jimmy B. We're going Jimmy B over 10.5 rebounds plus assist. I love his rebound line, and I think his assist line is pretty decent too. Obviously, did not play last game. I believe it was back spasms. So coming into this game tonight, he's got a pretty decent matchup to get both. So we're just going to combine the two. -125 on DraftKings. Next play is going to be Trae Young over 10.5 assists. We've got an over-under of 253.5. There's going to be some scoring in this game. And if we look at point guards versus Memphis, they're over their assist line in 13 of the last 15 games. So give me Trae Young at 10.5 assists. I honestly played this. I put 1 unit on this and didn't make the card, but I also put a half a unit on him 12 plus assists as well. So I do like the spot for him today. Chris Middleton over 4.5 assists. Also going to ladder that with 5.5 assists at plus 200. Jordan Poole's out. Last game without Jordan Poole, Middleton was the guy. He hit this line by halftime. So I think this is a really good spot for him. If we look at the matchup, Philly 29th in assists allowed to the small forward position. So he's going to get some touches. He should be the guy getting the assists. It's not going to be Koulibaly. His line's 5.5. Bub Carrington's not an assist guy. It comes back to Middleton. So beautiful spot here at plus money. We're going to do a half a unit over 4.5. We're going to do a quarter unit over 5.5. So that's how we're going to play that. Malik Monk under 19.5 points. He's got a terrible matchup to score points tonight. Almost thought about fading him on the assist or fading him completely altogether with the PRAs. But I do think there is a chance he could go over his assist line and his rebound. So we're just going to take the points alone. I just think there's better matchups out there. Like Levine has a pretty decent matchup. DeRozan's not too bad. It's just not great for Malik. So we're going to fade him. Next play, Klay Thompson over 16.5 points. Sacramento is 27th in above the break threes. They're 26th in corner threes. That's where Klay Thompson lives. So I like this spot for him. 8 of the last 13 similar play types have gone over their line. And then if we just purely look by position, 10 of the last 15 have covered. So I do think it's a really good spot for Klay tonight to get some points. Little scary to take old Clay. But just too good of a matchup, in my opinion, to want to fade him in this spot. So that's where I'm at with that. Let's see. Last play is going to be Kelly Oubre over 16.5 points, -115 on Bet365. If we take out Embiid, who's done with the season, he's over this in 8 of his last 10. So he's got a good matchup. He's got one of the better matchups to score tonight. He's got a very soft matchup, in my opinion, on the Trailblazers side. So I do think he is able to, get some points. You could also look at throwing in rebounds too. You could do his point plus rebounds. I don't think that's a bad play. He's got a really good spot to get rebounds and assists tonight as well. He just hasn't been as trustworthy on the rebound line. So I'm just going strictly points. We're just going to trust him to get points because he's been a little spotty. When I've played him to try to get rebounds, it's been real hit or miss, but he's done a good job on the points. I mean, Maxi's got a pretty subpar matchup. Quentin Grimes, who went off last game, doesn't have a great matchup. Paul George doesn't have a good matchup. Drummond or Yabusele, whoever they put in the center, not a great matchup. So Oubre actually has the best matchup tonight. So I do think that they exploit that, and he goes over his line. So those are going to be my plays. I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Absolutely free. A link is down below. I'll tell you what, I've been pretty cold in college, but Hawkeye Kid, a.k.a. Ken, has been on fire in college basketball. So he's been posting his plays in the Discord. I want to say he's probably 65-70+% hit rate lately. So he's been absolutely torching it. Sass is torching the NHL. So we've got some guys that are hot right now in the Discord. Like I said, totally free to join. And appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch you in the next video.